Om Gananantva Ganapadigam Mavamahe Kavim Kavinamupavashravastramam Jeshtarajam Brahmanaspata Anushrunnoti Visidasad Om Mahaganadipataye Namaha Om Mahaganadipataye Namaha Hari Om Keshwaya Namaha Om Narayana Namaha Om Madhavaya Namaha Om Govindaya Namaha Om Vishnuvaya Namaha Namaha Trivikrama Namaha Vamana Namaha Sridharaya Namaha ऋषिकेशाय नमः पद्मनाभाय नमः दामोदराय नमः संकर्षणाय नमः वासुदेवाय नमः प्रद्युम्नाय नमः निरुद्धाय नमः पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः दोक्षाय नमः अच्युताय नमः जनार्दनाय नमः उपेन्द्राय नमः हरे नमः श्री कृष्णाय नमः श्री कृष्णाय नमः श्री कृष्ण The purest gems are hidden under the bottom of the sea or the ocean in the depth. One has to dive into the ocean or delve into the bottom of the ocean to find them out. Similarly, the truth lies concealed in the language which with the passage of time has become obsolete. Our Puranas are really a gem of knowledge. Vedavyasa Maharshi written 18 Puranas. Among 18 Puranas, Padma Purana is one of the biggest Purana with 55,000 shlokas or 55,000 verses. Some of the books only gives 50,000 verses. Similarly, if we want to analyze the importance of the Puranas, we need to concentrate and read the small book of Puranas. It enlightens our knowledge of our dharma, what is adharma, what is truth, what is not truth, what is himsa, what is ahimsa. We will be understanding better if we know some Puranas. So I did completed the Bhagavad Purana once, and I will start again later, sometime later. Before that, I wanted to start talking about Puranas. Among all the Puranas, biggest Purana is Padma Purana. I am trying to summarize the Padma Purana as much as possible to make it simple and brief for the listeners and listeners to understand in a brief form. Because Purana is a very long Purana, 55,000 shlokas. If we start giving meaning to every individual shlokas, then it becomes a very long process. I'm trying to summarize the Padma Purana for the viewers. Padma Purana takes its name after the primordial lotus from which Lord Brahma, the creator, was born on the top of the lotus. Uh, the Among the 18 Puranas, what Vedavyasa has written, the Padma Purana is composed of 5 parts or 5 khandas: Srishti Khanda, Bhumi Khanda, and Swarga Khanda, and Patala Khanda, and Uttara Khanda. Some authors have made it 7 khandas, add extra khandas by taking the Patala Khanda into 2 sides, and one of the chapters became 2 sections. Dharma, following Dharma is very important. It has been specified in so many Puranas, even Mahabharata, Yaksha Prashna, all this gives a following Dharma, righteousness in our life. It is very important. As the contents show, the reader will find the Padma Purana contains many things, many mixture of so many things. Of Rama's story also comes, Krishna's story also comes, and it's a mixture of situation. The 18 Puranas are very useful to have a summary of all the Puranas. In summarized version, we can discuss summary. Srishtikanda is the first one, contains an explanation of metaphysical knowledge in a dialogue style between the Bhishma and the sage Pulascha. It contains a description of Pushkara Tirtha. Surprisingly, this part ridicules the worship of the planets sometimes. Bhumikanda is the second part of the Padma Purana. It gives a description of the earth besides the tales of the kings like Prithu, Nahusha, Yayati, and Prabhritri, and sages like Shivavarma, Suvrata, and Chavana. For its description of the earth and archaic matter, this part is often regarded as geography and the history of a period. The next one is a Swarga Kanda, which describes the sequence of creation first and then the glory of the holy places, as well as the geographical expansion of the India, along with the mountains and rivers and the people. In the Patala Kanda, Suta Maharshi narrates the tales related to the life and place of Lord Rama in an assembly of the sages. This part also contains a description about the life and place of Lord Krishna also. In Uttarakhanda contains the discussion about the metaphysical knowledge of religion presented in a dialogue style between Lord Shiva and Parvati. This part also contains thousands names of Lord Vishnu and 100 names of Lord Rama. Having revealed the contents of all the Puranas to his son Ugrashava, sage Lomaharshana, who is the disciple of Vedavyasa, asked his son Ugrashava to go to Naimisharanya and explain the Puranas to all the sages who are assembled there and doing a yajna. All the sages, Shaunaka Maharshi and other sages, are assembled in the Naimisharanya holy place doing yajna, and Lomaharsha or Romaharshana sage instructed Ugrashava, his son, to go to Naimisharanya and explain the Puranas to these sages. There is interesting tale how this sacrosanct forecast Naimisharanya derived its name. All the sages in Kali Yuga, they started worrying about finding a sacred place to do yajna, yaga, and havan in a sacred place where the offering given to the Homakunda is definitely going to the god. They all prayed Lord Narayana and Brahma and Vishnu. So Brahma and Vishnu discussed each other and they decided to send a Sudarshan Chakra to locate a place where the place is sanctorium for doing yajna yaga for all the sages. And when Sudarshan Chakra came and landed, the rotation of the wheel, Sudarshana stops where the holy place is. So circumambulation of rotation of the wheel, the Vishnu Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra stopped on the uh, top of the Naimisharanya village. And another Purana, it says Brahma made a wheel with a darba and he threw the wheel and told the sages to go and start yajna in a place where the wheel of darba going to stop. And wheel of darba, according to that story, wheel of darba came and landed on the Naimisharanya village forest. And same thing in this incident, after confirming that is the place where the god has directed the sages to do yajna yagadi, they made that place as a holy place. And they called that time the place is called Gangavarta. So wherever the place is safe and pure, Pavitra is Ganga. That's why they said Gangavarta. In course of time, this particular place was famous as Naimisha, because the term Nemi is in Sanskrit means circumference, like a chakra. So there is a place in Naimisharanya called Chakratirtha, like a circular tank with a fountain, and where the people go to Naimisharanya and take a dip in that water and then make prayers and submit their prayers to Lord Vishnu in that Naimisharanya place. They also assemble, a lot of people go to Naimisharanya, assemble there, sir, and they read Bhagavad Purana and Padma Purana. These Puranas are chanted there. So that's how the Sutta Puranika, the son of Romaharshana, came to Naimisharanya. So Sutaji reached Naimisharanya. All the sages received him with enlightened, all the sages on the divine tales of Padma Purana. So they asked Suta Maharshi to explain about Padma Purana. So Padma Purana starts with the beginning of creation called Srishti Kanda. The sages requested Suta Maharshi to narrate about the incident when sage Pulatsya had met Bhishma. Sutaji replied, Bhishma was doing a penance at a place called Gangadhara. Gangadwara. Bhishma was doing a penance at a place called Gangadwara. It is called Gomukha. Sometimes it is called Gomukha because Ganga water comes from the mouth of the cow. Gangadwara is also another name, is called Gomukha. When you go to Kedarnath and Badrinath, you can visit Gomukha. It will be a very difficult place to reach sometime. In summer, it's possible to go, and it's a nice place to visit. It's accumulating punya by visiting those places. After reaching there, Pulatsya told Bhishma that Lord Brahma was pleased by his penance. Ask any boon you wish for, said Pulasya. Bhishma thanked his good fortune of getting a chance to meet sage Pulasya. He requested Pulasya to reveal how Lord Brahma had created the world. So Bhishma is asking Pulasya. Pulasya replied, during the initial phase of his creation, Lord Brahma created the Mahatattva, first of all. After that, he created the three types of ego from the Mahatattva: Sattvika, Rajasika, and Tamasika. These three types of ego are the origins of all the five sense organs, organs of action, and all the five basic elements: space, water, fire, air, and earth. These are the five basic elements. An enormous egg came into the existence with the permutation and combination of these five basic elements. Within this egg exists the whole universe, including the mountains, islands, oceans, planets, deities, demons, and the human beings. The layers of water, fire, air, space, and darkness envelop this enormous egg. These elements are once again covered by the Mahatattva, which in turn is enveloped by the Prakriti, nature. Lord Vishnu himself does creation in the form of a Lord Brahma and also takes the various incarnations to protect the mankind. At the end of the Kalpa, it is only he who annihilates in the form of Rudra. After the end of the Kalpa, he takes rest on the back of the Sheshanaga for the full period of deluge. I will continue tomorrow the continuation of Padma Purana. Om Namostu Anantaya Sahasramurtaye Sahasrapadakshirva Sahasranamne Purushashvade Sahasrakoti Yugadarane Namaha Sahasrakoti Yugadarane Namaha Akashat Paritam Metagat Sagaram Sarvadeva Namaskaraha Sri Kesham Parigatyo Namaha Sarva Vedeshat Pundam Sarva Tirteshu Yatpalam Tatpalam Brahmapti Vasana Dvasdevasya Vasante Trem Sarvaputri Vasuti Vasdemute Kayena Vacha Mansendreva Buddhatmana Va Prakate Sabhavat Karomi Yaddat Sagalam Parasmai Narayana Samapayami Narayana Samapayami